So we're talking today about home buyers. What are we going to talk about today? Who's got an issue around home buyers currently? No? Everybody's good? Are you scared from yesterday? What kind of issue you got around home buyers?
Well, I had a guy call. Well, I got a lead yesterday, and the gentleman that I called, he wants to work with several different agents at the same time.
Okay, good. So home buyer call wants to work with several different agents at the same time. Okay, great. How did you handle that?
So you need to sell me the benefit of me doing it.
Okay. Okay, that's one way. Sell you the benefit of doing that. Okay, great. Anybody got a thought or some input on that?
I would tell them it's not to their benefit to do that, that it's definitely to their benefit to have their wants and needs known and have an agent that's just actively working to help them.
Kim, come on up here. We're Huddle. We're getting tight. We're getting snuggy. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. Is there somebody you don't want to you to see on video?
Yeah,
FBI. Okay, so Andy, you say you would tell them that it's not to their benefit to do that.
That's great, but you might want to consider working with one agent for these reasons, and whether it's me or someone else, that's to your benefit to do that.
Okay. Good. Anybody else? Okay. Greg?
I'm just thinking, when someone does that, there's probably a reason why they are in that mindset that they have to have multiple people. And I would try to pursue what that why do they want that? What is their underlying reason for wanting to be in that situation? That they want to have multiple representation.
I think people just call the listing agent, like if they're unrepresented.
Well,
Okay.
They just call the name on the sign.
Okay.
Well, his thing is he wanted to make sure he was able to get the best deal, and people were finding him the most properties possible. That was his thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so he thought he would get a better deal by working with multiple agents at the same time. So Greg, have you ever had anybody do that with a mortgage application, where they put their mortgage application in with multiple lenders, and whoever can close me first with the best terms?
There are people who have requested it. I have never allowed that situation.
Why? Why wouldn't you do it? If I told you, Greg, I'm going to make my loan application with you, but I do want you to know I've got it in with 2 other lenders first as well, so whoever closes me first with the best terms is who I'm going to close with.
Then what I would do is I'd ask them some questions as to why do they feel they have to do that. And most of the time, they're saying that they want to make sure they're going to get the absolute best interest rate. Because usually the time frame is pretty well set in the contract.
Right.
And then once they disclose that to me, then I ask them, I said, well, once you lock into an interest rate, now you're committed to that buyer, or you're committed to that lender. I have had some buyers that say, well, not really, because I'm not under a contract, so I can make a change if I need to, and that's why I want to do this.
Right.
I explained to them at that point in time, I said, look, you have every right to do that. It's not the way I personally choose to do business, because if you're locked with someone, I will not take that lock from someone else. It's just an ethics thing for me, and I won't do that.
Okay, so for you, it's an ethics thing.
Yes.
Okay, great. Why else wouldn't you be willing to do it? Whether it's working with a home buyer as an agent or from the mortgage side, why else wouldn't you be?
Spending a lot of time for a very unknown outcome.
Right. So Andy said something a little while ago that I want to address. She said she would tell them how it's not to their benefit. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. I would ask your way there.
I'm sorry?
I would ask your way there. So, look, there's something about adults, human beings, okay? Like, when you're not my mom, don't be trying to, and those of you that are moms, you struggle with this, in my opinion, more than others do. You really want to tell me what to do, and I'm supposed to listen to you. I didn't listen to my real mom. Why am I going to listen to you? Adult humans don't like to be told. It's not true for me unless I tell you. So Zoe comes up with some great ideas, which become great ideas when I think of them. So I'll walk away. I go, what does she know? She's just a kid, right? And I come back a week later and I go, so here's what I want to do, and say the exact same thing that she said a week ago. And at that point, it's an awesome idea that we are going to implement. A week prior when she said it, I was like, the kids, they don't know. It's not true until I say it's true. Okay, and I just find that most human beings that I interact with are kind of the same way. So I would ask my way there. So will you role play with me?
Sure.
Can you be this person?
Sure.
Okay, so somehow we're in this conversation. Maybe I've whipped out a little buyer brokerage agreement. I'm asking, I don't do it that way. I just ask for loyalty. Okay, so I would tell you this is what my job is. This is what I can help you with. These are the unique advantages that I bring to you. And Terry, I only ask for one thing in return.
What was that?
Your loyalty. So I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to help you and bringing all my experience and skill to the table to you to help you find the right property and negotiate the best terms possible. Okay? I just need you to do one thing for me, and that's to be loyal, because I only get paid for all this time if you buy something. Now, if you choose not to buy something, that's fine. That's part of my job. But I need to know if you'll be loyal to me in the process. Is that okay?
Well, how do I know where to get the best deal?
Well, we're going to get the best deal possible, right? I mean, I can't make people sell a property to you at terms they're not willing to sell it. But I do have skill and strategy when it comes to the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So can I ask for your loyalty?
No.
No. Do you mind if I ask why?
I would just rather just spread my eggs out in different baskets instead of having them all.
Gotcha. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you were a real estate agent, how hard would you work for you?
Well, I did ask him that.
Okay, go ahead. Role play it out with me.
And he said was, well, I would just do my job and I would just outshine everybody else.
Okay, so you're working with many different agents, and you want each of the agents to be focused on you and to help you find the right property, spend their time, their effort, right? But what are you willing to give them?
Well, if they find the right house, then they'll get the deal.
Okay. In your experience, how hard are those people really going to work for you?
This is the way I want to do it. I don't know about my experience with this.
Oh, I get that's how you want to do it. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If we were going to get married, and I said, look, I love you, and I do want to spend the rest of my life with you, but on Tuesday nights, I need to be free. There's other women on this planet. Would you agree to that?
No, you probably get some profanities.
Well, what's wrong with that? I need the best terms for me.
Well, that's not fair for me.
Why not?
I don't agree with that possible.
You mean because I'm asking you to be loyal and faithful to me, but I'm not willing to be that with you.
Exactly.
And you don't call that a good deal.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you again, how hard do you really think those agents are going to work for you?
Not hard at all, I guess we put it like that.
They're not going to work hard at all. They're not going to spend any time at all. Why? Because you want to play the field, which is fine. It's just what I would say in mortgages too. You want to make your mortgage application with 3 or 4 people? How hard do you think any of those 3 or 4 people are going to work? They're not. And you wouldn't either. It makes no sense at all. And would you get married to somebody under those terms?
No.
Would you even date somebody regularly under those terms?
No.
No. Why? Because it makes no sense at all. It's a win-lose deal. Okay? And Tara, I don't do business like that. The way I do business is win-win. You win and I win. And I don't do business with people that you have to win, and in order for you to win, I have to lose. That's not good business. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
You got to ask your way there with folks, people. You can't start wagging your finger at them, telling them, which is what we want to do. And I'm going to share with you again, why is it our natural way of interacting with people? Why do we want to tell them what to do? Okay, that's one. You might have, that might have been modeled to you as you were growing up. I'm going to contend that the reason we want to do that is our unbridled egos. They are completely out of control. And we better learn to wrestle these things to the ground and get control of them. Who the hell do I think I am going to start wagging my finger and lecturing you and telling you what to do as if my opinion carries some weight with you? I'm just your real estate agent. Why does my opinion, why should it carry so much weight? It doesn't. You want it to. Your ego desperately wants it to, and you feel like it should. Like you know, and they should listen to you. And you need to spend some time with yourself and get that shit under control. Because that is impacting a lot of relationships in our lives. There's this thing out there, how many of you are familiar with this saying, everybody wants to be God?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have a retired minister in the room, is that true?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, we all want to be God. Zoe? Mm-hmm. Who the hell do we think we are?
Oh, God, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was created in the image of God, right? Doesn't mean I am. I'm going to close this part with you this morning. I'm going to tell you a little story about ego. Okay, because most of the issues that we wrestle with our home buyers and our home sellers are going to come back to this. And when we can get our brain around this and get this under control, you will start dealing with people differently. Naturally. You'll just start coming to it with a whole different disposition. So you might have noticed that I have what I call shticks. Okay? And being married to me is no fun. Because the first time you hear it, it might be mildly amusing. But after 20-some years of marriage, you've heard it like 20 times and it's just not funny anymore, right? But like a comedian or a musician, I only have so many acts I can do, right? So one of my acts is this. Well, when I get to the pearly gates, God's got some splaining to do. Mm-hmm. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do people, like to me, starving to death? Animals or people, that's the cruelest form, right? So why does that happen? Why do you let that happen? I want to know. So Jane and I have dinner one night with our minister. Really smart guy, not with us anymore, but really smart guy, and a little funny. So we're sitting there at dinner that night, and I said, so Dr. Barton, when I get to the pearly gates, God's got some splaining to do. And I can hear my wife groan next to me because she's heard this routine 1,000 times, and she doesn't think it's funny at all, and I think it's hilarious, right? And he goes, oh, really? Like what? And I said, well, like, why do bad things happen to good people? And then I just go on. Like, well, I need to understand why these things happen. And he goes, we're having dinner, and he puts his fork down on the table, and he looks at me and he says, Mike, can you imagine how hopelessly arrogant you sound right now? And I didn't think I was sounding, I thought it was a legitimate thing. Why does this shit happen? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And Dr. Barton, I'm not trying to be arrogant. I just have some questions that I need to understand. And he said, oh, I know. I get it. Can you change the oil in your car? And I'm like, no. He goes, oh, okay. So as if the creator of everything would sit you down at a table and explain how everything works as if you would be able to understand it. And it hit me, maybe like it's hitting you right now. Well, yeah. Who the hell am I? I can't change the oil in my car. But if the creator of everything will just sit me down and explain all the complexities of the universe, I would be able to comprehend it. How hopelessly arrogant am I? And my contention with you is this. If you're anything like me, if you're that hopelessly arrogant, see, I didn't think of myself as being arrogant, but was I? Hell yeah, I thought that if God would explain it to me, I would get it. What if He explained it to me and I just sat there going, I have no idea what you just said? Because, I don't know, can any of you make this? No, I can't either. I can drive my car, I can't make my car. I don't even understand how the damn thing works. But the creator of everything sits me down and explains, how arrogant am I? And that level of arrogance, does that impact who I am every day? Does it impact how I relate with other people? Does it impact the quality of conversations I have with people? Does it impact whether I'm actually listening to you or I'm just waiting to talk myself? Yeah, it impacts everything. But see, up until that exact moment in time, which was the perfect thing to say to me at that moment, until that moment in time, I didn't think of myself as arrogant. But I was, and it impacted everything in my life. And I'll contend that everybody in this room right now is wrestling with the same thing. And until we get this shit under control, not much is going to change. Because people will feel disconnected from you. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but they aren't going to feel connected to you. And people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. And they might know you, but they might not like you or trust you. And you won't know why. And what I'm going to tell you is, you're so full of yourself, you're so fanatically self-absorbed, all of us are, that people can't feel connected to you. Because you're really not connectable. You're just totally focused on ourselves. And we've got to get out of our own head and be willing to have a conversation about you and what's going on with you and why that's important to you and what would be in your best interest. And I don't have anything to do with this. How many of you have interacted with somebody that no matter what you say to them, they reconvey it back to how it has something to do with them? Do you enjoy being around these people? No. I recently spent a weekend with somebody playing golf. And one day I was struggling. I wasn't having a good day. I walk off the green and I go, I can't believe I missed that putt. And what do you think he said? I know, I've been pulling my putts left all day long. And it just hit me. See, you can't even in that little moment in time in life share a conversation about what I'm going through today. You have to reconvey it back to how it has something to do with you. What is that? Ego. It's all about me all the time. And the quicker you figure that out, the better we're going to get along. Shelley, it's all about Mike, 24/7. And if you'll just get that through your head, you and I are going to become better friends.
I know this.
People do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. If you want your customers to listen to you, then they have to think, you know the old thing? Nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. When it's all about me, nobody feels like I care about them. When everything that's going on with you has something to do with me, ask my wife, hey, Jane, does Mike think it's always about him all the time? And she'll go, hell yes, everything is about him. So 10 times a day I must hear from her, oh, it's about you, isn't it? It's always about me all the time, so we get along great. Don't tell them, ask your way there. When you get a buyer inquiry, it's all about them. I listen. I'm hearing the conversations. We aren't staying focused. What do you want? Why do you want it? When do you want it? Tell me more. Stay totally focused about them. They don't care about your awards. They don't care about anything. They care about themselves. And I don't mean that in a really bad way. It's just how humans are. We all want to be God. Me too. And everything's about us nonstop. If you can develop the personal qualities to get that ego under control, focus on your customers, here's what I promise you. You'll be irresistible to them. They'll feel drawn to you and they won't know why. You can't help it. My dog taught me this. I didn't want the dog. We're not getting a dog. Well, we have a dog, so see who's the dominant force in my house. So I got a chip on my shoulder about getting this dog. It's your dog. You take care of it, you feed it, you take it out, you clean up after it. I didn't want it, you wanted it, so it's your dog. Don't look to me. But you can't help but love something that loves you that much, right? You can't. It takes me like 3 days and all of a sudden, okay, no, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Why? The simple fact is the dog likes me that much. And it's a lesson in sales for each of us. You can't help but be drawn to something that likes you that much. Do that with your customers and they won't be able to stay away from you. But as an industry, we don't. My God, we're just, our egos. I don't know too many other industries where the egos are out of control as much as ours. And we feed it in this industry because we talk about personal promotion and branding yourself. What a bunch of bullshit. You cannot brand yourself. Stop trying. This is bullshit pushed at you by people that don't know and are trying to make money off of you. You can't brand. People watching this video, you cannot brand yourself. It's all bullshit. You don't have the time or resources behind you. Cox Communications can brand themselves. Coca-Cola can brand themselves. Mike Pruitt cannot. What can Mike do? Mike can build strong relationships with people. I could be your real estate agent. That's all I can do. Any other questions? That's a wide-ranging rant today.
It was good though.
Anybody struggling with anything else around buyers? Jay?
I'm not struggling, and I'm doing it with a smile. But it just deleted everything I said.
And?
That we looked at 75 houses so far.
Okay.
75.
So,
Normal?
No.
so what's in your control, Jay?
Be participating in that.
Okay, so I'm offered to everybody because you're all going to run into that home buyer. The endless search, right? Okay, the answer to every problem you have is you. Okay, it's not them. And when you're looking for how can I change them, I'm just telling you what part of your life works like that. Where if I could just change you, then my issues would get better. Now, good luck with that. Okay? What could I do better? What could I have done differently? My contention with you, without knowing the details of the situation, is you probably aren't in touch close enough with what the customer is really looking for. And you're both figuring it out as you go.
It's true, but it's...
And?
It's true.
And?
There were 3 different areas, sides of town we were looking.
Okay.
Want to see what you can buy.
Good.
With your budget.
Good.
Oh, I don't like anything, let's increase the budget.
Okay.
We're good now, we should be under contract today, but,
Good.
I don't know how y'all do it.
So 2 things. Okay. So a little bit more up front with the home buyer would cut it down, not eliminate it, would cut it down, right? okay? And when you speak, cut out all of us. Stop saying but. Okay? When you say but, you just discounted everything that went. So if you and I are speaking, Tara, and I say, you say this to me, it's a beautiful day out today,
It's a beautiful day.
but it might rain this afternoon. I just discounted what she said. Now, a more effective way to communicate with Tara would be, isn't it, can you remember a June day this beautiful?
No, I can't remember it.
What do you have planned?
I'm gonna go call that home buyer and tell them to kick rocks.
So, sales skills, okay? And, not but. But discounts the other person. And they feel it. They don't know. They're not saying, well, Jay just said but to me, and that shows a lack of whatever. They just feel slighted. And do that enough times, you compound the issue and throw some ego in on top of it, and they'll not like you as much. My dog, when I go home at night, dances around the floor in incredible excitement. Not my wife. Only my dog. No matter what. No matter what. That dog loves me no matter what. What if you could be 1/10 of that with your customers?
Yep.
Totally focused on them, totally immersed in what they're looking for and what they want and why they want it. And if you're showing 75 homes, you haven't done that.
Can I add to that?
Maybe.
Well, I'm working with a first-time home buyer,
Okay.
and they're like, I don't know what to expect. You know, we're in the shopping period, but we saw, I think, 6 or 7 houses the first showing.
Okay.
So I got kind of I got feedback for them while we were on the showing,
Okay.
and they wanted to do a second showing, and so they sent me the houses that they found or that they wanted to go see.
Mm-hmm.
But in investigating the houses that they wanted to go see, I pointed out, we can go and see this house if you want, but according to what you said for these other houses that we actually did go see, it doesn't really meet that criteria. So that being said, do you really want to go and see this house? No, you're right. It is too small, so we can cancel that.
Okay.
that
Good.
showing.
Good. Any other questions? Okay.